Wailing tails wagging, rigor mortising and noose hangings, ideologues under possession, spell zealots of religiosity, prejudiced with sterility, fanatic fanfare, foolhardy drooling, golems crammed in echo chamber corners like pitchfork brandishing miners, oh so woke and wailing lynch mob spinsters and scene policing, awestruck orators outright, slapstick wrist slapping tongue twistings, straw dogs howling in the wind. Dictator gym teachers dressed like the Kaiser, your own bare arse cheek whacked hard with wet towels, reverberating around your sanctimonious steeples, echoes of wholesale Stockholm syndromes, moulded masses mired in masochisms, tar and feather and whip along piety-tied Puritans of beautiful baloney and virtuous spam handlings, burned alive to appease the fire of your liberties and anguish. The straw dogs were howling, oh yeah, they were howling in the wind.
It was the year 2020, and we were in Egypt. We found ourselves walking on a random desert road, and it felt good to be on a quest. It made me feel like everything holds meaning. When my partner Johnny Walker proposed that maybe meaning could be found through extracting the wisdom embedded in our dreams.
The sleep of reason gives birth to monsters, with jovial jagged teeth laid stark and bare. Mute mantras mock the silence, satire of solemnity, teasing tranquility. Who wove these vines from which I climb, to tie and bind or throw a lifeline, or hang a king and burn his crown? When water boils, it falls into a dream and wakes up as steam, intangible like your life in this dream. All we see or seem is but a dream within a dream.
But in my dream we met Jesus, you know?
God was a lonely bee, having birthed the universe and
Had some kind of a amnesia, or he was in an opium drug frenzy.
show me the way to go home.
tired and I wanna go to bed.
I'm tired, I want to go to bed. I was crucified 2,000 years ago.
Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world.
Yeah. And he gave us the Holy Grail. That this is the missing vessel for people's compassion, and we must return it back to the whole world.
Holding the Grail, we were perceiving the ancient wisdom. And the cup is the vessel, the chalice of the human heart, in compassion for the fellow humans and their hearts in the world. Jesus raised the Grail in the Last Supper, making a toast to service to others.
Oh yeah, this is absurd. And did Melanie claim to have found Atlantis? What an absolute and utter flabbergasting absurdity. Cultivate your soul. Edify your mind. Crucify your fear! Those archetypes, we can heal the collective trauma of humanity, can't we? Shine a light on the psyche and bring to light that which was hidden and conjure something that may be called salvation or meaning, maybe. Yikes! I just remembered my dream.
Moi peace, joy and harmony, who would like to go to the dolphins. For peace, joy and harmony, we go now to the dolphins. For more peace, joy and harmony, we go now to the dolphins. And I dolphins! And I dolphins!
Jesus Christ was there. He was holding a cup. I smelled the scent.
Jesus, I wish I met you earlier. Can I see that cup? No, really, can
And he said, the cup is the human heart. You must return it to the world. Chalice of feeling and emotion. You couldn't stop laughing. You couldn't stop laughing. And everybody couldn't stop laughing.
I always knew that dreams prefigure reality, but never that they're so close.
What happened to your shoe?
My shoe? I do remember my shoe tearing in a dream.
In the wind. I endeavour to reflect and connect to the core source and force that quenches my thirst and causes it first. that injects into my chest a golden blood-filled beating heart. We're a dream! Stay lucid, stay present. Flow with this breeze.
We're not in a dream. This is reality itself.
Yikes, crikey.
After stumbling upon a Zoroastrian, a Celtic Druid, a Coptic Christian, and a Pythagorean, and Tesla himself around the round table, who had accepted the absolute premise of equality of intellect and embarked upon a journey of togetherness in figuring out the truth. We were told that through returning the Grail to the pyramids, its power would be distributed equally to the whole world.
To the pyramids.
Really?
To return it to the planet Earth as a gift for humanity and for the human soul and spirit. Like the missing ingredient of world peace, of care, of love, of eternity, of connection with everything and everyone, so that everyone could be in this one harmonious field of life.
We're on a very important quest, my friend, so it's very, very meaningful that we meet. What a fool I was to leave that fool alone.
Our time was running out. A treasure can lie dormant for centuries, waiting for the right moment to be found. But once found, a ticking bomb activated within it. Our Professor David Grieber told us that if somebody steals or buys the Mona Lisa and hides it for themselves, the world will see them as a cruel villain. Whole societies are formed around sharing of treasures. From the moment of finding a treasure, the hero has certain time to share it, or its curse will be unleashed.
And now, we're fucked. Extracting dead words from the past, maybe this will serve as well. Maybe we should really embody the living nature of the immediate abundance that lies before our eyes. Nonetheless, we have been left behind some very, very useful teachings by ancient scribes and deities which inform us as to the nature of the soul and this purpose and unity and slipstream of life that we all seem to be beholding and on the road of becoming.
I shouldn't have trusted you. I should have done it by myself.
At the same time dying and being born in the same moment. To the flabbergasted soul, it may serve them well to be meditating the very aspect of their own impermanence.
I think they're looking pretty good actually. I mean, look at that special threat. It even says special on it. That's how good it is. Right.
Can you look outside?
Nope. Oh, look, I can. I just discovered a new ability.
live crickets, or you can have a Lord Byron poem of crickets.
He chose the tickets. He didn't want the Lord Byron poem nor the cup of crickets. Thank you very much, my friend. I'd have took crickets. Laura was blooming still. She had the best of time, and time returned the compliment and treated her so genteelly, so that, dressed, she looked extremely well west she went, a pretty woman as a welcome guest, and Laura's brow a frown had rarely bent. Indeed, she shone all smiles and seemed to flatter mankind with her black eyes for looking at her.
Possession of sacred charms that carves crowns and builds thrones in the eon. Carves crowns and builds thrones over the eons. Where nuts and nuts, dogs set where nuts, nuts, taught horse, eyes, horse, said, and Christ, consciousness itself. Consciousness itself conquers the realms and dictates the nights and days, the wheres and the whens of the realms. The night and the day and the whens and the wheres of the realms, where all empires, worlds, and reality itself.
That pesky, greed-ridden nincompoop, drunk on greed, seduced by power, corrupted from the starving lacquer that is the void in her soul. Well, that void is where the holy light goes, not your megalomaniacal lust for power, you absolute absurd buffoon fool! Fool!
Definite BEP, we reppin' it, so turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Come on, baby, just pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it.
You absolute absurd buffoon fool!
Turn up the radio, blast your stereo,
good.
I'm so braid.
Oh, oh, you are the great. Now we go to the pyramid to Grail. Wow! My friend. Pyramid. Yes, my friend goes to the pyramid.
My soul was standing parched in devotion of voids in love's sweet, 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 sweet reaches. Like an orphan adrift in endless oceans and echoes from tribes of old. Thrust, soul face first, feeling the ghosts of unrest, tinkering on peripheries, rapping at the windows are multitudes of phantoms. Gleam with observant eyes, tempt me not to swallow these lunar beams whole. Wash away these tides, woe betide the cloud not to mislead the dream of my inner moonlight. My human machine is ephemeral and fleeting. I stole the keys to the kingdom from a dragon in the moonlit dungeon. I pray to my inner mother and retrieve the father from the gold that holds abundance in its wisdom. Swimming through the quicksilver ocean, lapping the howls of orchestras, on fire with the joys of rapture, the stir of aeons leading me home. In vast movements so subtle beyond and behind our hearts and in between our breath, I end the journey at dawn's beginning.
For the 40 days in the desert, the devil tempted him to quench his own thirst by making the miracles of the bread, of stone and water from the sands. But Jesus resisted the temptations of the devil and refused to use his miracles to satisfy himself, and showed the greatest strength of spirit for those capable of making miracles.
This is the Holy Grail. Yes.
Holy Grail. Pyramid? Inside the pyramid?
Yeah.
Power of the spirit.
Very good.
The pyramids of Egypt were a gateway to a past world with their miraculous properties. From their peak to the fire in the middle, matching the speed of light to change the intertwined fields of electricity and magnetism.
The labyrinth?
They were part of an energetic grid, in awareness of the world to save them.
7 turns, 7 stages, and we're out of the labyrinth.
We had to purify our hearts and our souls in a labyrinth of consciousness.
Speed of light, the highest ideal possibly achieved by the universe. 3 pyramids in Giza, mapped next to the river of life, the Nile, reflecting the celestial heaven on earth. Orion, the shepherd of the sky, next to the Milky Way, represented by the highest divinity, Osiris, torn to pieces by Set, the darkness, multiplus matter and the shadow of the desert, and brought back to oneness by the love of his sister Isis. That was the star Sirius.
This is the ancient pipe. They smoked and they consumed sunlight and strange potions that they prepared. They be monoatomic gold. It was called Magnetooth. It's an ancient powder.
Osiris and
in the Egyptian chamber of the Great Pyramid, positioned with the fire in the middle that inspired Pitcairns and the Platonic fire. On our 40 days hermetic quest in the desert, we had to pass through the 7th stage to a chemical labyrinth and purify our minds and soul in awareness of the world to save them.
Featured by brown people and the Atlanteans featured by blue people, were just coexisting.
Jetzt Fußtram und Ramblocks, Lord, und Lip, completely new place.
The Holy Grail was returned to the whole world. The new myth was written down and returned to the mythical land where the Dead Sea Scrolls reside. The cup from which Jesus drank in the Last Supper that contained the ability for compassion and universal love was returned to everyone and shared equally. So the hearts of people expanded. They regained their humanity, love and compassion that allowed real togetherness and world peace to be possible.